Illinois Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi, who is, of course, the ranking member on the House committee focused on competition with China. So, Congressman, what do you hope to see stem from this trip? What areas do you think we can build an economic relationship with China that doesn't butt up against our national security issues?
Well, I think that the most important message that I'm hoping that Secretary Raimondo takes to them is that, if we want to have a win-win relationship economically, the CCP needs to cease with its economic aggression, and for that matter, its security aggression. But with regard to economic aggression, that goes to issues of not dumping products below their cost to drive businesses here out of business, but not engaging in cyber hacking or dumping or cyber theft and forced technology transfer. Those types of practices really sour the mood, the economic mood, and are counterproductive to what I believe the Chinese need to reverse the tailspin that their economy is in.
Now, this is, of course, not the first trip from a cabinet member this summer. We also had Secretaries Yellen and Blinken that have also visited. Is that a good sign, or does it cause you any level of concern over the diplomatic relationship with China?
No, I think the Biden administration should be commended for this level of engagement. When we're talking, we're not fighting. Of course, actions speak louder than words. And so now we need to see actions that kind of match the softened rhetoric on the part of the CCP. And so we'll see in the days and weeks to come whether they actually change their behavior.
So this tension with China comes as the BRICS bloc of developing nations expanded its membership. This is something that Beijing has heavily pushed for. Does that effort make the effort to define the boundaries on our economic relationship that much more important?
I think it's always important, regardless of what's happening with regard to other partnerships, that we explain to the CCP kind of the rules of the road that we expect them to observe as they do business with us. Raiding our businesses in China right now under the guise of counter-espionage laws, shrouding in secrecy various economic data about their economy, and basically doing those things that make it difficult to do business with the CCP are types of actions that they should avoid if they want to improve their relationship.
Are you concerned at all that BRICS becomes an economic bloc that can truly counter the G7?
No, I'm not concerned. I think Russia is apparently one of the BRICS, and Russia is a disaster, as you know. In fact, Vladimir Putin didn't even show up to the BRICS summit because there's a warrant for his arrest issued by the International Criminal Court, and South Africa asked him not to come. So, with leadership like that, I'm not really concerned. And we have strong partnerships with some of the member countries in BRICS, such as India, which is, of course, a key strategic partner to us economically and from a security standpoint.
So you've called the president's executive order restricting certain investments in China as an essential step. Can you improve economic ties while still defending national security? Are those goals always going to be at odds, though? How do you reconcile those two things?
It's very easy. They should not, for instance, use our investments or know-how or technical information that they gain from the U.S. To, for instance, perpetrate the genocide against the Uyghurs in the Xinjiang province, which they're doing using, some of our know-how to perfect their facial recognition technology and artificial intelligence technology. They should also not use our AI against us, whether it's being used in hypersonic missiles or their nuclear weapons program and so forth. That's where I think those export controls are very important.
And what more should Congress do? You said the executive action is not enough. Is there bipartisan support to put in some sort of restraints?
I think that, first of all, I'm very glad about what the Biden administration did. I think that's a very important first step. The question is, what other types of investments might be fueling some of these technologies that could harm our national interests or our values? They could even be passive investments that come from the United States into various funds in China. And so we have to take a look at the broad sweep of these types of investments as we kind of move forward.
Okay, so let's turn now to the 2024 election. And Cedric Richmond, the president's top advisor, said yesterday that the president's not going to make Donald Trump's legal troubles central to his campaign. As a supporter of the president, do you think that's a mistake? And is he going to have to address it come the general election?
No, it's not a mistake. I think everybody knows about Donald Trump's legal troubles and the 91 charges across 4 indictments relative to him. I think President Biden needs to talk about the future and what is he going to do to improve people's health care, their educational prospects, and their job prospects. I think that's what's most important and on the minds of Americans and certainly my constituents.
There have been some murmurs that Democrats should perhaps put up a primary challenger to the president. Is that something you think should be considered? Would he even maybe perhaps benefit from a robust primary?
I don't think that there should be a primary challenge. I think President Biden has done a tremendous job. Whether it's the CHIPS and Science Act or the bipartisan infrastructure bill or it's the Inflation Reduction Act and what we're seeing with regard to the IRA, I think that he has accomplished in 2.5 years what other administrations haven't accomplished across 8 years. And so I believe that he should be our nominee.
All right. Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.